I'm just going to talk about attitude and how attitude does make the difference. Why I push attitude as being important is because the sooner we can filter our thoughts through a positive lens, the sooner we're going to find a solution that we need. So it's not to reduce the fact of a negative situation that surrounds you or a particular problem. It's not about ignoring it or just somehow discarding it or putting a cloth over it. Or brushing under the carpet. None of that is true. What the positive attitude, the purpose behind it, the intention is to give you a filter to see it in a way that gets you out of it. The idea by having a positive attitude is to say, okay, there's a problem here. I'm feeling shit for it. It's all a bit fucked up, but I need to find a way through. Putting a positive frame will just invite towards you and set your mind in the right motion to create some sort of solution towards it. If we adopt a non-positive attitude towards a situation or a non-positive filter, we kind of don't get out of it. And I've spoken about this in the past. The negative feeling is really there to recycle and loop, and it kind of creates more walls, creates more intensity, and doesn't get you looking outside of it. Now, for me, that's a very powerful difference. It's powerful, but it's subtle at the same time, because it's not that the positivity gives us all the answers and it's all kind of amazing, we're skipping down the road. It just sets the tone, the pace of our thinking, to invite suggestions and solutions coming from our own mind, from our unconscious, or from our environment. By tuning our brains into a sense of positiveness or positivity, we're just more inclined to find solutions or find answers or see way throughs or manage a situation which is difficult in the moment. So attitude of adopting a positive filter may not feel like it, gets you to your answer or some sort of, magic wand moment, but it will begin to create some solutions. I mean, I kind of liken it to how planets are formed. It's just dust in space which gravitate towards each other, and they get stronger and stronger, becoming denser, and then become rock, and then create planets. So and then there's other planets create gases and so on. But the rock thing is that dust come together, and it began to intensify, began to become rock, became planets, and this is often how they're born. And in the same way, we're inviting this kind of positivity dust, laying these up, positivity dust to come together and create some sort of solution, some sort of way of managing a situation that's really challenging for you. So think of it in those kind of terms. It's not about you get the whole cake in one go, but you're bringing in energies, bringing in environments, bringing in suggestions and thoughts and feelings which are going to get you to where you want to be. So positivity is about looking through that filter, because it'll provide at the end of the process solutions, or at least a better way of seeing it, a better way of managing what you're going through. Here's an example for you about attitude. I think it illustrates it quite well. I was driving to a school one morning and I was delivering some sessions, and as I was driving on about half an hour journey, so as I left, I kind of noticed that on a main road there was a guy wearing kind of those sandwich boards advertising a business. I think it was actually a pizza company, and he was there, busy road. It was probably about 7:45, 8 in the morning, and he didn't look terribly happy, which is fair enough, because it was a kind of a very busy road. It was early in the morning. Thankfully it wasn't raining, but it was kind of probably not the most exciting of starts to anyone's day. But there he was traipsing a little bit up and down this part of the road advertising this pizza company. And I thought, well, poor chap, and I carried on my journey. As I got close to the school, came to another high street, and there was another person. And she was actually, it's a busy road, but in a high street, but I had a roundabout, so it's kind of lots of traffic. And so she was there with the same sandwich boards, same pizza company advertising their offer. But there she was, and actually she had her headphones in, and she was actually having a little dance as she was kind of standing there and just being a sandwich board person. And she was there, and she had a small smile on her face, and just, doing what you can do, which is kind of making the best of it, which is kind of hinting towards the attitude. And actually further down the road, which sounds like this is a made up story, it actually happened. Further down the road, there was the last of these sandwich board people that I saw, and there she was, and she was positively smiling and waving at drivers going by. Now, I don't know what instructions they may have got that morning. I'm sure they got something and they were told what to do, but nonetheless, when they're placed in those environments, it's how they respond to them is the key. Each had the same decision that morning. Each had the same choices that morning. Each were doing the same job at the same time in that morning. But each of them shows a different way of handling it. The first one, the guy, was seeing it from what I could imagine, from my interpretation, from my filter, was that he wasn't particularly enjoying what he was doing. And I can accept that. The second one was making the little best of it. She was listening to music, she was maybe having a little dance. I mean, she appeared to be accepting a situation, making what she could of it, and saying, well, I can still have some fun with this moment. And then the last one, she was there, and actually she was not only enjoying it, she was giving. She was actually waving other people, making them smile. And I waved back, by the way. I didn't mention it, but I actually waved back because, wow. Out of those 3 people I saw, they've all made contributions in some form, but the one at the end, the one who's actually giving something back, was really powerful. Now, I'm not buying pizzas from that company. That's not the point. The point is they all had the same choices that morning. They had the same way of doing something, but their attitude determined how they approached the problem. What do you call it, a problem at 8 in the morning to be a sandwich board holder? But the fact is, their attitudes determined how they managed it, what they did with their time, and how they made the best use of it. These people have those choices. And whilst the fact remains, yes, early morning starts by a main road isn't the most glamorous or the most desirable state to be in, it didn't take away from the fact that they had a choice to do something about it and enter into it in a way which was more useful for them. This attitude they developed is something that I kind of encourage, because we can have our own sandwich boards, if you like, our own problems, our own challenges, but it's how we handle them, how we deal with them, what we do in the moment, which makes a difference. Now, for the 2 ladies who I saw at the end, they may have had nice days, they may have had a pleasant rest of the day because of how they approached it. Maybe the guy, maybe he didn't have such a great afternoon because he was still churning over the fact of how he felt about the morning and not being very happy about it. But I hope in that story there's an illustration of what I mean. That we can all have the same burdens, but how we deal with them, how we approach them, doesn't have to be the same. We can approach it in a way that's saying, well, where's the best of the situation? What can I do with it? Where's the positive? What can I be grateful for? This attitude shift really is a game changer when it comes to life. And I feel that I need to repeat this. I'm not looking to denigrate or to reduce or diminish in any form the impact of very challenging situations. By no means that I'm looking to ignore any feelings of grief or upset or hurt or frustration or pain that you may be feeling. That's not the case. It's about acknowledging that and having a choice about how you're going to handle it. And I think that's what's important. Some people can get deflected with the idea of being positive thinking as being somehow, it's a looking to black out negativity or emotions, and for me that's not what I'm trying to get across. What I'm trying to get across is that how we deal with it is everything. So kind of in summation, kind of why I advocate positivity is that you get things done. That's basically it. It allows you to achieve what you're after, get you through a situation, and is that platform that gets you to solutions, managing difficult moments, seeing the better of a situation. You keep on thinking in those kind of terms, you keep on looking for the positivity or the positive nature of the thing to be grateful for. It's going to be quicker for you to resolve it. You're not going to linger and dwell and ponder, which is sometimes where we start that recycling of negative energies and negative thoughts. So take what you want from it, and I'll catch you next time.